What were some of the assets or the assets that went into Eric Richins' trust?
So the easiest thing we did was he signed an assignment of tangible personal property. So things that don't get titled anywhere, like your furniture, your jewelry, those collections. By signing that document, that transferred those things to the trust. I prepared a deed for him for the house that he owned in his name, and we transferred that asset to his trust. I think the house was on Willow Court. And then I prepared an assignment of interest in C&E Masonry that he signed later on in February. After the trust was built, then we could put the things in it, and he signed that in February of 2021. Put that in the trust, and also another LLC interest.
Scott, if we could go back to just the first page of 4-12, please. Even the title page for, yeah. So that document has a date on it. What's the significance of that date?
That's the date that Eric signed the trust, and for titling purposes, we include the date in the name of the trust.
And so, for all intents and purposes, that's the effective date. That's when it becomes legally in effect.
That's when it becomes legally binding, yes.
If we could show the witness 4-14, please. And if you could scroll through it so the witness can see the document. Do you recognize this document?
I do.
Did you prepare it as part of Eric Richins' estate plan?
Yes, it's the power of attorney that I prepared for him.
I'll move to admit 4-14.
No objection.
4-14 is admitted.
If you could explain, you mentioned that this is a durable power of attorney. What is a power of attorney?
It's a document that nominates an agent, somebody that you choose, to manage your property if you become incapacitated, or sometimes immediately.
And what effect did Eric Richins' power of attorney have on his estate plan, or who did he choose as his power of attorney?
I'm sure he chose Kouri Richins Benson.
Okay, if we could show the witness, I don't want you to look at anything just yet. If we could show the witness 4-13, please. Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
What is it?
I'm scrolling through it. It's a draft revocation of a prior durable power of attorney.
Is this also a document that you prepared for Eric Richins?
Yes.
I'm going to move to admit 4-13.
No objection.
4-13 is admitted.
If we could publish 4-13 to the jury, please. So this was a document that you drafted as part of Eric Richins' estate plan, is that right?
Yes, I drafted it, and then you can see that there's the prior durable power of attorney is attached as an exhibit. I didn't draft the prior power of attorney.
Certainly. Was this document ever recorded?
This version of the revocation of durable power of attorney was never signed or recorded.
Do you know why?
Eric was concerned about the repercussions he would face if he told Kouri.
Object to hearsay, Your Honor.
That was my impression.
Pause. Please approach. My apologies. Jury, I appreciate your patience. You cannot consider what Eric Richins said to Ms. Bowman-Carter.
And so I'm not sure if your answer was heard by the jury. I won't ask you why, but was this document ever recorded?
No, this document was never recorded.
Okay. Now, you mentioned earlier that you were communicating with Eric Richins' brother-in-law, I believe.
I had communications with Eric Richins' brother-in-law, yes.
And you were instructed to only communicate with the brother-in-law, is that right?
I was instructed to communicate with his sister, and I was given I believe it was a shared email account.
Okay.
And they both responded there.
Was that unusual in your practice?
It was the first time anyone had asked me to do that, so yes.
Okay. I now want to turn your attention to the week that Eric Richins died. Did there come a time when you learned that Eric Richins had died?
Yes, I learned that day that he had died, March 4th, 2022.
And is that when you became aware of it, or was that a day later?
I believe I learned the day that it happened.
And how did you learn about Eric Richins' death?
Clint Benson called me and told me that he had died.
And did you also receive a call from a sheriff's deputy that day?
Yeah, later that day, I received a phone call from somebody who identified themselves as the sheriff's deputy, and who asked me to talk to Kouri.
And did you talk to Kouri on the phone that day?
Yes.
What did you tell her?
Apparently, she was upset about the house, and I was asked to explain that there was an estate plan in place and that the house belonged to the trust, and that's what I told her.
When you were explaining to Kouri Richins that the house belonged in the trust, how did she react?
Oh, not positively. She was livid. She was upset, and she said, "What is wrong with you people?" and handed the phone back to the officer, I believe.
When having this conversation with Kouri Richins, was it your impression that she was unaware of the estate plan?
Object to speculation, Your Honor.
I'll lay a little foundation.
What could you tell from your conversation with Kouri Richins about her knowledge regarding what would happen with the house?
She told me that the house she told me the house belonged to her. She thought the house was hers, and obviously, if she thought that, then she was unaware of the estate plan and that the trust owned the house.
When were you contacted by an attorney representing Kouri Richins?
Yeah, a bankruptcy attorney reached out to me.
Objection, Your Honor. Can we approach?
Sure.
So you mentioned that you received an email from an attorney representing Kouri Richins. Is that right?
I received an email on March 8th from an attorney that said he represented Kouri Richins.
Okay. What, and so, sorry, I missed the date that you said. He contacted you on March 8th, is
March
that right?
8th, 2022.
What was the general nature of that email?
Just to tell me that he represented her and to ask that we give her time to grieve, don't act too quickly, so that she could attend to the services, and I believe that was it.
And so he was contacting you in reference to the estate plan, is that right?
Possibly. I'd have to look at the email, but I don't even know if he referenced the estate plan.
He was talking about the house that was in the estate plan, is that right?
Yes.
Did you, after that email exchange on March 8th, did you provide any documents to Mr. Nate?
Yeah, it was Attorney Nate, and I did provide him with a full copy of the estate plan. I pointed out several things, including that the will called for burial and asked.
Yeah, go ahead. You can finish.
And asked the, and because I had become aware that Kouri was seeking to have his body cremated, so I wanted to make
Judge should be hearsay and non-responsive.
Well, taking him in reverse order, overruled, and it's unclear, so I'll sustain it, lay some more foundation.
Sure. So one of the documents that you provided to Mr. Nate was the will, is that correct?
That's correct.
And one of the reasons you provided him the will was so that he was aware of Eric Richins' wishes as it concerned his burial.
Yes.
Did you open probate on Eric Richins' estate?
Yes.
When did that happen?
March 14th
Of 2022?
Only 10 days after Eric's death.
In your experience, is that, first, I'll ask two questions about opening probate. Was that a typical time frame for those events to happen?
No, that wasn't a typical time frame.
What do you mean by that?
Well, a couple of reasons. Usually people need to get through the services and grieve a little bit. If the property is secure, there's no reason to open probate right away. But in this case, Eric had a fully funded trust. I never would have opened probate if we were just administering the trust. That's the whole reason you have a trust, is to avoid having to go to court, make everything public.
And so when you're saying the time frame was not typical, it was quicker than usual, is that fair?
Yes, it was much quicker than usual, and with a trust, I just wouldn't have opened probate. If at all, I would have opened probate a year after the death, after creditors' claims had been cut off.
And so you opened probate quickly because there was some urgency, in your view?
Yes, Eric had. Can I explain why?
Please lay some foundation for how she knows whatever she's about to say.
Well, sure. Did you, can we approach? I don't want.
Ms. Shervnak, please proceed.
Without telling us any specific statements or what anybody said, why did you open probate so quickly?
I needed to get the nominated personal representative in place so that she, Kouri Richins, Benson, would have the ability to manage the probate estate and and make sure that Eric's wishes, as expressed in his will, were followed.
Thank you. And I neglected to check. Have I admitted Exhibit 4-14? I know I talked about it with this witness.
We've checked
Did we?
it. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. No, it wasn't admitted.
Your Honor, without objection. I just didn't have a note there, so I wanted to make sure I admitted it.
Ms. Nestor is correct. It's been admitted without objection.
Those are all my questions. Thank you.
Ms. Nestor, please.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Ms. Bowman-Carter.
Good afternoon.
My name is Kathy Nestor. I'm one of the attorneys representing Kouri Richins today. All right, so I want to talk with you about the revocation document that you talked about with Ms. Shermanak. Could we please bring up 4-13? It's been admitted, Your Honor.
One moment. You can see that, Ms. Bowman?
I can see it.
Okay. Go
All
ahead,
right,
Ms. Nestor.
and can we scroll down to the beginning of, or actually the very bottom of it, the date of the original one that they were contemplating revoking? And just to refresh, you mentioned on direct, this was actually never done. You actually never did revoke this power of attorney, correct?
Incorrect.
Okay, I'm sorry, I may have misunderstood you. I thought you said that you all ended up not revoking it.
No, I said we didn't sign this document.
You didn't sign it.
Mhm.
So, I know what you're getting at. So in your durable power of attorney, you mentioned revoking all previous powers of attorney, correct?
That's not what I was getting at, but that's correct.
Okay. But this particular document never got signed or filed or anything?
No, another revocation got signed apart from the durable power of attorney that he signed.
Okay. And the date on this document that you all were contemplating revoking but didn't ever sign this document was May the 8th of 2013. Is that right?
That's what this document says.
So this is the power of attorney that all the parties were contemplating, saying you can't use this anymore, right? From now on.
This power of attorney was revoked, yes.
I'm trying to not use lawyer words. I'm trying to use like normal words, just so to make sure we're clear. So revoke just means we can't use it anymore, right?
Right. It's
Okay.
taken back. It's null and void.
Perfect. Thank you. That's what I was getting at. So, to your understanding, this power of attorney there'd been no prior revocation filed on this power of attorney. In other words, it had been in place since May of 2013.
Right, but circumstances changed and he wanted to revoke it.
Sure. Anybody can revoke a power of attorney anytime they want, right?
Correct.
But he hadn't done that up until now, till he saw you in 2020.
That is my understanding. He may have gone to someone else, but this is the first time I learned of it.
Okay, thank you. You can take that down. Do you remember being interviewed by law enforcement within about a year or so after Eric passed?
Yes.
Okay. And when you were interviewed by law enforcement, do you recall telling them that it stuck out in your mind how kind Eric was about Kouri using that power of attorney in a way that he didn't like, right? Do you remember that?
Objection, Your Honor. Calls for hearsay.
That's her own statement, Your Honor.
Which is why it's a problem that it's coming in through you.
Well, I'll lay a little more foundation.
Sustained.
Was it your understanding that the goal of revoking this power of attorney that had existed before was that Kouri couldn't be trusted to utilize it well?
Yes.
And why couldn't she be trusted to utilize it well?
Because she had stolen she had misused it to take $250,000 out in his name, and he did not like that.
Totally fair. And isn't it also true that it was your understanding that Kouri's business acumen or business skills were less than fantastic because she was young and inexperienced?
I have no personal knowledge about Kouri's business acumen and skills.
Did you make that statement to in your prior interview to the police?
I repeated what Eric told me about her business acumen and skills.
Okay, and what was your understanding of that?
I had no understanding of her business acumen and skills.
Well, what'd you tell the police?
I told the police what Eric told me.
Which was what?
That she was misusing the power of attorney, that I wanted to include stronger language in his estate plan, more protective. I was surprised that he was willing to. He said that she's the mother of my children. I know that she made mistakes. She needs some more experience. For now, I'm going to do what I'm doing.
Great, thank you. Was there also, when you decided to add the house to the trust, did you do any investigation into whether Mrs. Richins had been contributing to the mortgage throughout the marriage?
I did not. Wasn't relevant.
Okay. When you said that all of Mr. Richins' personal property was poured into the trust, did you do any investigation into whose funds purchased all that personal property?
It wouldn't matter if it was gifts, but no, I didn't.
So, for example, the furniture in the living room, do you know whether Kouri purchased it with her money or Eric purchased it with his money or it was joint money? Do you even know?
No, how could I know?
Okay. And you made no effort to find out?
The assignment that Eric signed transferred his personal property.
Right.
If
So you took his word for what was his personal property as opposed to what was hers?
I didn't have to take his word, he was only transferring what was his personal property.
Okay. And did he give you an inventory of what that personal property was?
No.
Okay, so you didn't know.
Well, there's a worksheet and he listed some things, like his guns. But he didn't prepare a very specific inventory. I just prepared an assignment that he signed, transferring all of his personal property to his trust, as is customary.
So that would ultimately be decided probably by the trustee, whether she was trying to divvy up the proceedings as required under the trust, whether that couch was bought by Kouri or that couch was bought by Eric.
That's likely.
And you didn't give any guidance to that in the trust, the document itself.
What are you asking?
Was it listed in the trust, each and every item that was considered Eric's personal property?
No, it was just all of my household furnishings in effect.
Okay. You said all the household furnishings were his personal property?
No, I said all of my household furnishings and effects, meaning all of Eric's household furnishings and effects.
Gotcha. Okay. You also, in the trust documents that you drafted, it's pretty common that you do what's something called a statement of intent, right?
No, it's not common at all.
So it was unusual that you did that.
Yes.
Katie, can you pull up 412, page 1-2, section 103? This is in, Your Honor, if we could publish.
Okay. There you go.
And can you blow up the statement of my intent? So this is the part you said is unusual for you to do.
I mean, it's not unusual to, trusts will have them, but for me, I typically don't include one unless there's a reason.
So did you have a reason for including this?
Yes.
Okay. And I assume it's something the client wanted?
Yes.
Okay. And the language in here states that the intent of the trust is to provide for both Mrs. Richins and the children throughout their lifetime, right?
Right, we revised that the day of signing.
Great. You can take that down. Did there come a time, you mentioned that it was your understanding that Mr. Richins did not want you to communicate with him directly, right?
By email directly.
Right. And is that because he and his wife shared an email account?
I don't know. It was E. Richins, I think. I don't think they shared an email account. I don't know.
Okay. So you just don't know.
It was not because they shared an email. What he told me was not because they shared an email account. It was because she snooped in his email.
Okay.
That's what
So
he
she
told
had
me.
access to his email at least.
I don't know. That's what he told me.
Okay. And were you aware at that time that he was consulting a divorce attorney?
Yes.
Right. So when you previously said it's very unusual to not put your spouse as a trustee, if the individual was considering divorce, that wouldn't be unusual to put someone other than your spouse, would it?
No, that wouldn't be unusual.
Okay. And was there a time where you accidentally did notify Kouri of something?
Yes.
Explain that, please.
Kouri Richins, Kay Richins, and Katie Richins Benson. Very similar names.
Sure.
After I spoke to Kouri on the phone, I sent an email to Katie, I thought, which actually got sent to Kouri.
Okay. And in that email, do you remember the date of that?
It was probably March 4th, the same day that I talked to, it may have been March 5th, but I think it was March 4th, 2022. The same day I talked to Kouri.
And just talking about that conversation you had with Kouri, so this is less than 48 hours after her husband has died, right? Give or take.
Yes.
And your purpose of your conversation was at Katie Benson Richins' request?
No, it was the police's request.
Okay. And what you told her before she got very, very upset was the house that you live in is not yours.
I told her that she did not have title to the house.
Okay. So basically you're telling a new widow that she's also about to be homeless?
No, not at all. That's ridiculous.
Over.
Did you tell her there was any other homes provided for her by Eric waiting on her somewhere?
No, but I told her that he had that she would not be kicked out of the house, that she could continue to live there, and that he had provided for her in his estate plan.
Okay. And if I understand your previous testimony correctly, you never actually asked her, what did you know about all this before he passed, did you?
No.
Right. So you don't know whether Kouri Richins knew there was a trust before he died?
It was apparent that she didn't.
I'm sorry, do you have any personal knowledge as to whether Kouri Richins knew before his death that there was a trust in place?
No, I have no personal knowledge of that.
Okay. I want to talk about the intake form that Ms. Shervinack went over with you. If we could please pull up 4-9. It's also been admitted, Your Honor. And if we could scroll forward till we get to the page where he lists his assets. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. There. Your Honor, can we, can we blow this up just a little bit, that top half, so we can see it? All right, so this is the section where you ask the client to list, I guess, what they're worth, right?
Yeah, that is a summary of the assets listed on previous pages.
Okay. And Mr. Richins, it looks like, wasn't sure about stocks and bonds, life insurance, and retirement, and directed you to ask Freckleton, right?
That's pretty common. Clients don't want to fill everything out,
Yeah.
and he knew Brian Freckleton had worked with me before on the buy-sell agreement. He said, talk to him about that stuff.
But he does say that they had $100,000 in bank and savings accounts at the time,
That's what this document says.
and $65,000 in vehicles at the time.
Well, you said they. He says he.
Okay. 65,000 in vehicles,
That's what this document says.
and 30,000 in furniture and personal items.
That's what this document says.
And $1 million in real property.
Yes, that's what this document says.
And it looks like he's valuing his business, at least his share of the business, at about $3 million. All
That's what this document says.
right. And that he had some anticipated inheritance, not a ton, but some. Right?
That's what this document says.
So his best estimate of his net worth was about $4.6 million if you don't include stocks and bonds, life insurance, and retirement plans.
That's what this document says.
So as long as he's alive, I believe you said that he could do whatever he wanted with any of the money that was assigned into the trust, right?
Yes.
Because it's revocable.
Yes.
So as long as he's alive, he can share any of this money that he wants with his wife.
He can make gifts to whoever he wants.
And he can share 100%, 0.5%, whatever he wants as far as his monthly income, right? With his wife.
I'm not sure what.
So nothing about a revocable trust prohibits him from, if he's making $33,000 a month, giving his wife half of that or more.
He can do whatever he wants with his property.
And if he lived to be 70, he could give her as much as he wanted until he's 70, right? No matter what the trust says.
Like I said, he can do whatever he wants with his property.
But the minute he dies, Kouri Richins Benson decides how much money, if any, Kouri Richins gets, right?
The successor trustee, who happens to be Kouri Richins Benson, has to follow the rules of the trust set by the grantor, who is Eric. So no, Katie can't do whatever she wants with the money. She has to follow the rules of the trust.
Totally fair, and you're
that
right.
Were set by Eric Richins.
But she's the one who will decide from the moment he dies forward whether, if, how much Kouri gets any of Eric's money.
Yes, that's what Eric wanted.
And if, hypothetically, Kouri Richins knew about the existence of the trust, she would know that as well.
I don't know what Kouri would know from reading the trust.
But that's what the trust says in plain black and white in the paper, right?
Can you repeat what you're saying the trust says?
Yep, that
Pause for a moment. Go ahead, Ms. Sherman.
Your Honor, it calls for speculation. She does that. She can't answer as to what Kouri would
Sustained.
know.
the trust, if someone had a copy of it, lays clearly out what we've just discussed, that as long as Eric's alive, he can do whatever he wants with his money. Once he dies, it's up to Katie.
Like I said already, it's not completely up to Katie. She's the trustee of the trust. She has legal title to those assets, and she has to follow the rules of the trust, which say she has to give Kouri a certain income, that Kouri can come to her and ask for distributions of principal for health, education, maintenance, and support. This trust was primarily to protect the boys.
Did you ever advise Katie in her role as trustee, since you drafted the trust papers? Did you ever give her any explanation about her duties or talk to her about what she could and couldn't do?
That's attorney-client privilege.
She's your client?
She was my client after Eric's death for a period of time.
As of when was she your client?
As of Eric's death?
She's still your client?
No.
How much have you been paid by Kouri Richins Benson?
I waived my fees.
You waived your fees. So you're her lawyer for free?
I'm not her lawyer anymore.
Okay. How long were you her lawyer?
I was her lawyer through, I think I formally withdrew in June. She needed a firm that had more capacity than I had with just me.
When you opened the probate, were you then responsible for any pleadings that came in and out of the probate matter?
What
Would
do
you
you
have
mean?
gotten copies of them?
I opened probate. I drafted the probate pleadings.
Right. So if, for example, Kouri had asked Katie after Eric's death, can you please pay the mortgage for the next year out of the trust? That request would have gone through the probate, right?
No.
Okay, so how would it have gone?
Katie was the trustee of the trust. That is not subject to probate.
Okay. So do you have any personal knowledge whether Kouri Richins ever asked Katie Richins for any distributions? Do you have any personal knowledge?
Pause for 1 second. Your objection, Ms. Sherman.
Calls for hearsay. Kouri's statements to Katie.
Yeah, only if it's, so would you exclude Kouri's statements, but re-ask your question?
Without saying anything Kouri ever said, which, by the way, it sounds like you didn't communicate with Kouri anyway, but were you aware in your role as the person assisting the trustee whether any request for any money ever came to that trust in the year after Eric died from Kouri Richins?
I need you to be more specific to make sure you're not seeking hearsay. Break it down.
In writing or legally or formal request to the trustee?
What in writing or legally?
Requests for distributions to Kouri, to her boys, anything from the trust?
I have no personal knowledge of that.
Okay. You also mentioned that you were talking to a lawyer that you knew to be a bankruptcy lawyer, right? When he called you about Kouri shortly after the death?
I was surprised at how quickly he got in touch with me, and some of his claims about the way the property was titled, so I looked him up to see if he even knew anything about estate planning.
But you're certainly not telling this jury that he was representing Kouri in a bankruptcy, right?
No, I
Okay.
just was curious, so I looked him up to see that it made more sense when I found out he was a bankruptcy attorney.
Okay. But he wasn't calling you about a bankruptcy matter. He was calling you about, please give Kouri some time to grieve before anything goes on with the house.
He never called me. I mean, he called me later, but in the email, he asked, please don't move forward on the probate until she's had time to grieve.
Okay.
He
And you
didn't
gave-
mention a bankruptcy.
All right. I just want to make sure that the jury doesn't think there was a bankruptcy matter going on. There wasn't, to your knowledge, correct?
I have no idea.
Okay. And then you also said that you told this lawyer that Eric wished to be buried. Is that right?
That's what his will said, and I did say that in a subsequent email.
And in fact, Eric was buried, correct?
I believe so.
Right. Did you go to the funeral?
No, I didn't.
Are you still close with his sister?
No, I've never been close with his sister.
Okay, well, you were her lawyer.
That doesn't mean I'm close to her.
Oh.
It was a professional relationship.
Okay. How often did you talk to her
When?
when you were her lawyer?
As needed?
Daily, weekly, monthly?
I think it was daily at first.
Okay. Court's indulgence for just 1 minute, Your Honor.
Of course.
Thank you, ma'am. Your Honor, we send the witness back to the state.
Anything further, Ms. Shervanek?
No, Your Honor.
May we release Ms. Bowman Carter?
Yes, Your Honor.
You're free to go. Take care. Counsel. Counsel.
Your Honor, the state can call a witness now. That direct will probably be an hour.
Why don't we take a restroom break now so we don't break up direct? Please rise for the jury. Folks, have a seat, please. Just checking, the next witness is,
Robert Grossman.
okay. And then anything on the record before we take a break from the state,
No, Your Honor.
from the defense? Okay, why don't we come back at 2:10, please? Court's in recess. 231-500-139. The jury is lining up. Mr. Bloodworth, anything before we invite them in?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We're ready for them when they are. Will you bump Ms. Osterloh for me? Folks, please have a seat as you come in. Please have a seat. Mr. Bloodworth, the state's next witness, please.
Your Honor, the state calls Robert Josh Grossman.
Mr. Grossman, good afternoon. If you'd step in front of Brittany, we'll get you sworn in.
Will you please raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in the matter before the court to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, subject to the pains and penalties of perjury?
Sir, do you swear to tell the whole truth under the pains and penalties of perjury, yes or no?
I won't lie. I'll tell as much as I need to. In this setting, I assume all the answers to questions not.
Stand right there for a moment, if you don't mind. Can I invite you folks to take a walk for a moment? Please rise for the jury. Just pause for a moment. Have a seat for me, if you don't mind. Mr. Grossman, do you understand the difference between what's true and what's not true?
I do.
Do you promise, under the pains and penalties of perjury, to tell the truth when you're asked questions?
Absolutely.
Anything further, Mr. Bloodworth?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Would you bring the jury back in?
Your Honor, an instruction that he's taken enough.
I'll make it clear. So that you're not surprised, I'll just ask you to confirm that you've sworn to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Folks, please have a seat as you come in. Please have a seat. Mr. Grossman, just to confirm, you have sworn an oath to tell the truth, correct?
Yes, sir.
Very good, sir. Mr. Bloodworth, please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. What, sir, is your name?
Robert Joshua Grossman.
Sir, do you know Kouri Richins?
I do.
How do you know her?
I've known her for, I don't know, a decade probably at this point. We met in South Carolina. She was flipping a house, and I answered and a help wanted ad.
Then did you come to know her in South Carolina through helping her flip homes?
I did.
Did there come a time you moved to Utah?
Yes.
When, sir, was that?
It was just as COVID was kicking off. So 2020, I believe, or early in the year.
And why did you move to Utah?
To work with her, help her flip houses.
And when you moved to Utah, where did you stay?
Initially, I stayed at a flip that she had acquired in Heber. I had my dog with me. We do live-in flips, me and the dog. Yeah.
Other than accommodations, did she pay you for your service?
We didn't have any contractual agreement. She took care of me. I lived for free. She gave me money whenever I needed it. I liked her, so I'd worked for free. Not that she didn't, pay me. She did from time to time in lump sums. And
Did she also give you a truck?
yes, she bought me a truck. 2 of them. Bought me one, traded it in, got another one at one point. Didn't trade it in, gave it to her mother. Yeah.
Did, sir, there come a time when your relationship turned romantic?
Yes.
About when?
Same time, just before driving to Utah.
So right about the outset of COVID.
Right.
Scott, can I get Exhibit 3-1, please?
The witness has it.
Thank you, Your Honor. It's been admitted. Can we publish it? And Scott, can you zoom in on the top portion? Thank you. Mr. Grossman, do you recognize that document before you?
I know what it's alluding to. I know of it, yes, sir.
And did you know about a trip planned to the secret St. Martin's Resort?
Yes.
So I'm going to take a look at the passenger name line. There's some initials there. RG with a birth date of 9 December 1982 and a gender of male. So are those your initials?
Yes.
Is that your birth date?
Yes.
Perhaps obviously.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. Did you and Kouri Richins at some point plan to go on this trip?
Yeah, she... I think that was a birthday present. I remember seeing a text or something. She sent it to me. We didn't discuss it much, but it was there.
Thank you, Scott. During that time that you were romantically involved with Miss Richins, did you love her?
Yes.
During that time, did you feel that she loved you?
Yeah. I have a tendency of going head over heels, though, probably more than most. So, I think she did.
Did you exchange text messages with Kouri Richins?
Yes.
From the time you moved to Utah, about how often?
Daily, unless she was mad at me, or vice versa.
What topics on those messages did you discuss?
Same thing you would discuss with your best friend, plus house flipping stuff. Life.
Did you discuss her children?
Yes.
Sir, I'm going to show you now some text messages between you and Ms. Richins.
Okay.
They're the same ones I believe we've looked at before. I'm going to ask you if you've recognized them. If you can recognize them right away, that's fine. If you would like me to scroll down through them again, I'm happy to do that, okay?
Okay.
Scott, can I get Exhibit 2-13 Delta, please? Can you just kind of scroll through the whole string without zooming in? Just, yeah.
Those are pretty small. If you need people to zoom
Yeah.
in, you can ask, sir.
Is that good enough for you to identify them, or do you want to zoom in and step through them?
I mean, if you could zoom in a hair,
Yeah.
that wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Was I supposed to be reading them at that clip?
No, I just,
Right there?
what I'm going to ask
Okay.
you, the
I got
question
you.
for you, sir, is do you recognize this as a text exchange that you had with Ms. Richins?
I got you. And I do for this one.
Okay. Then the state moves to admit 2-13D.
Could you just, Scott, could you just scroll down and let me take a look at everything that's in there real quick? Keep going. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Is that it? Oh my gosh, never mind, okay.
Counsel, take the time you need.
What? Pull it up. Let me just pull it up real quick. I don't believe I have any objection to that one. I'm gonna say no objection.
States 2-13D is admitted.
Your Honor,
You'll let me know when you want to publish them.
moves to publish, yeah.
Understood.
And then, Scott, if we could just walk through them with the jury, please. That text was from December the 18th, 2021. I meant to go in chronological order.
That was all one day.
Sir. We're going to go back in time to November the 29th, 2021. Scott, can I get 2-12 Delta? Can we scroll that through that for Mr. Grossman and counsel, please?
Not yet. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Sir, is that an accurate depiction of a text exchange between you and Kouri Richins on November the 29th, 2021?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit 2-12 Delta.
No objection.
States 2-12D is admitted.
And Your Honor, publish it, please.
Yes, sir. Water. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Grab a glass and there's cold water in there for you. You can just put it back up there.
Thank you, Scott. Scott, can I get 2-18 Delta, please? Can you please scroll through it for Mr. Grossman and counsel? that an accurate depiction of a January 9th, 2022 text exchange between you and Kouri Richins?
I mean, I think so. I didn't necessarily recognize some of it. I saw the word dope sick in there. That doesn't, I don't know that that's, can you scroll back up to that one? That just doesn't seem like a topic of conversation of ours, but, or it doesn't seem like a word I recall.
Other than that word, does it appear to be an accurate depiction?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a TV show. Yeah.
Your Honor, the state moves 2-18D into evidence
No objection.
States 2-18D is admitted.
and to publish, Your Honor.
There you go.
Thank you, Scott. Can I get 2-27 Delta, please? Please scroll through it for Mr. Grossman and counsel. Sir, is that an accurate depiction of a February the 14th, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
It is.
Your Honor, the state moves 2-27D into evidence and
No
to publish.
No objection.
227D is admitted. One moment. There you are.
Appreciate you, man.
Scott, can I get 2-29D, please?
Look at this as they go through.
Okay.
Will you go back to the beginning, Scott?
Your Honor, I'm sorry, it seems we're frozen up again.
No problem. Let's fix it. 1 second, Mr. Grossman. Richins has the document.
Sir, did you recognize that as a February the 15th accurate depiction of a text exchange between you and Kouri Richins?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves 2-29D into evidence.
No objection.
2-29D is admitted.
Scott, can you please bring up 2-31D? Sir, is that an accurate
Yes.
depiction?
Yes.
February 19th text message?
Yes, sir.
Your Honor, the state moves 2-31D into evidence.
No objection.
2-31D is admitted.
Sir, would you like to take a break?
Mr. Grossman, level with me. Do you need a minute or two?
I don't know what I need.
Let's just start with that. Why don't we take pause for a moment, sir, if you don't mind. Let's take a 5-minute break, please. Please rise for the jury.
Sorry.
No apologies. Please have a seat. Mr. Grossman,
Yes.
I'm going to let you take a few minutes, collect yourself. You're welcome to walk around the lobby. You are welcome to use the restroom. Do not speak to anyone, all right?
Nobody in here.
Nobody in here. In fact, I'm going to ask everybody that's in here to just sit tight for 5 minutes so we don't have any ambiguity about whether anybody is interacting with Mr. Grossman while he just takes a short break. Feel free to stretch your legs. There are going to be more questions. I just need you to be present, able to listen.
Right.
It's fine. Take 5 minutes. Don't talk to anybody. Okay?
Okay.
You go stretch your legs for a second.
I feel like I got something I want to say. It's
Yeah,
killing
but
me.
you're going to have to wait and just answer questions that are asked, okay?
Okay, I'm ready though.
You sure?
As
You
ever.
sure you don't want to stretch your legs?
It ain't the legs that
All right.
need to stretch.
Well, I'm going to sit here for a minute and
I'm
just
cool
answer
with
an
that.
email and take a deep breath,
I'm
okay?
cool with that.
All right. After you take 5 breaths, will you line the jury back up? Thank you. It's important that you just wait for the question asked, okay?
Gotcha.
I appreciate that, sir.
Let's do the file that in case. I just think I
Bowen, whenever they're lined up, you can bring them. Thank you, sir. Folks, please have a seat. Thank you. All right, have a seat. Mr. Grossman, you're still under oath.
Okay.
Very good. Mr. Bloodworth, your next question, please.
Thank you, Your Honor. Scott, can I get 2-32D, please?
Just glance as these days go by. Mr. Bloodworth will have a question for you.
Okay, which one are we on?
Sir, is this an accurate depiction of a February 23rd, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit and publish 2-32D.
No objection.
2-32D is admitted.
Scott, can we get 2-36D, please? Sir, do you recognize that as a accurate depiction of a March 2nd, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit and publish 2-36D.
No objection.
2-36D is admitted.
Scott, 2-38D, please. Sir, do you recognize this as an accurate depiction of a March 2nd, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
I do. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to remember every word in there, but I'm not, I'm not saying it's not. These are our texts, period.
Thank you.
Whether I remember them all or not, but yeah.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit and publish 2-38D.
No objection.
2-38D is admitted.
Scott, can you please split screen 2-39D1 and 2-39D2? Scott, can you go to just 2-39D? Scroll through that. Sir, is that an accurate depiction of a March 3rd and a March 4th, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves 2-39D into evidence.
No objection.
2-39D is admitted.
Man, oh man.
Just pause for a minute.
Okay, okay.
Scott, can you bring up the GIF attached to that? Sir, is that an accurate moving depiction of the GIF thumbnail that was attached?
Was attached to what?
The email we just looked at.
That seems like pretty. I mean, I don't know. Who sent that? Me?
We can go back to that. Scott, can you take us back to 2-39? Sir, can you see that?
I see that. Maybe I'm just mixed up on the times or dates or something.
Sure. If you bring up the GIF.
If I sent that after reading what I just read on here, then I was,
Just wait for the next question, please.
okay.
Is that the moving version of the thumbnail that was attached?
Right.
Your Honor, the state moves this in. What I'd like to do, I'm not sure how they got separated. I would like to mark the the text exchange as 2-39D1, the associated GIF as 2-39D2.
No objection, but could we clarify the GIF was sent on March 3rd? Those texts cover both March 3rd and March 4th.
The GIF was sent, it's in the text. It was sent at 7:22 p.m., March the 3rd, 2022.
Okay. 2-39D1 and D2 are admitted. What order would you like to publish things in?
Your Honor, let's please publish D1 and then we'll publish D2 at the end.
Okay. Scott, let me know when you're ready.
Yeah, we've walked through D1. We've
My
published
apologies.
D1.
Okay.
So it's just publishing D2.
Okay. Do you want to show do you want to show the message at the end to provide context for the thumbnail, or do you want to go directly to D2?
Tell you what, Scott, give me D1 on the left, D2 on the right, thumbnail portion of D1 on the left.
One moment. Okay.
Thank you. Scott, can I get 2-49D? Sir, is that an accurate depiction of a March 20th, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
I believe so.
Your Honor, state moves to admit and publish 2-49D.
No objection.
2-49D is admitted, and we'll publish now.
can stop it there, Scott. Thanks. Scott, 2-51D. Sir, do you recognize that as an April 8th, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
Yes.
Your Honor, the state moves to admit and publish 2-51 Delta.
Oh, sorry, no objection.
2-51D is admitted.
Sir, last one. 2-53 Delta, Scott. Sir, do you recognize that as an April the 15th, 2022 text exchange between you and Ms. Richins?
Yeah, I recognize it. I didn't have time to read it all. I'm not saying that I need to. I'd like to read it later, maybe.
Okay. Your Honor, the state moves to admit 2-53D and publish.
No objection.
2-53D is admitted.
Sir, did there come a time after Eric Richins' death when you met up with Kouri?
Yes.
Do you recall the first time?
Yes.
About when was that?
I'd guess 2 weeks, 10 days, 2 weeks, something like that.
What happened when you met up with him?
I forget where we met, but we rode up into the Uinta Mountains together. Two vehicles, I think. I can't remember. We both wound up in hers, though, in her vehicle. We sat there and talked.
Did you talk about Eric?
Yes. Yeah, that was the first time, first opportunity to really, that was the first time.
Did there come a time during that discussion that Kouri Richins asked you about killing?
Do you want me to contextualize it?
Please.
So yeah, we sat there and talked for quite a while, and I'd never seen her that way, obviously. It was a heavy conversation, and I'm not used to that with her. She's not used to being open like that. So at one point, my opinion then, probably still now, looking back, was that she was looking for any reason. I think she was exhausted emotionally, and I think she was looking for a reason to divert the conversation away from herself, because she does that. She does that about lots of things in every normal life, and I think that's what she did. She asked me, go ahead, I'll let you ask, I know.
Sure.
But
Did she ask you a question about killing?
she did ask me yeah.
What sir did she ask?
She asked if I had ever killed anybody.
And was that specific to killed anybody while serving in Iraq?
Right,
Did you respond?
I did.
Did she ask a follow-up question?
Yes.
Sir, what was that follow-up question?
She asked me how it made me feel or something along those lines. And then I answered her. I took it as not out of the normal, though, really.
Did you and Kouri Richins stay romantically involved after Eric Richins' death?
Yes.
For how long?
You'd have to look at my phones to tell me that. I'm going to guess, bless you, 6 months, maybe 8, 10. Best guess.
And then what happened?
I don't know. Just you had a falling out, disagreements. I think, things changed after Eric passed. I mean, I don't know what to say. Things weren't the same, so I don't know if that led to us parting ways or what. But there was a lot on both of us. You know what I mean?
Understand. Thank you, sir. I don't have any further questions.
May we take a restroom break? Yes. Please rise for the jury. I'm going to play it safe here. If you need to use the restroom, you can leave the courtroom. I need everybody else to just stay put until Mr. Grossman comes back into the courtroom. Thank you. You can have a seat. Yes, you can do what you need to do. Chris, we're going to go off the record for a couple minutes. rise for the jury. Please have a seat as you come in. All right, please have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your patience. We'll now proceed with cross-examination of Mr. Grossman. Mr. Grossman, you're still under oath. Ms. Lewis, please proceed.
Good afternoon, Mr. Grossman.
Good afternoon.
All right. So, Mr. Grossman, you said that you and Ms. Richins met in South Carolina, correct?
Yes.
And she was flipping a house or more than one house there,
One
True.
at that time.
and she hired you to do some work on it, correct? Was that in response to an ad?
Mhm.
She hired you?
Yeah, IKEA furniture is what it originated as. But,
Okay. And you knew each other for quite a few years before your relationship turned romantic, fair?
yes.
And you weren't in contact that entire period of time from, was it about 2017 you met, or earlier?
No, it was earlier than that. I'm no good with dates.
That's
so-
okay, but earlier than 2017.
Mhm.
And then you weren't in constant contact between 2017 and 2000, when you became romantically involved.
No. I think we had maybe 2 or 3 years we didn't speak.
All right.
I'm guessing here.
That's fine. So in 2020, you decided to move out to Utah, correct?
Yes.
And one of the reasons you moved to Utah was because you were going to work on some houses with Kouri, correct?
Yes.
And you were interested in flipping houses yourself, fair?
Yes.
And that was something she was going to participate with you.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So let's look at, we're going to talk about some of these text messages that the state just pulled up, and I want to ask you some questions about
Okay.
some of them. The first one, I believe, is State Exhibit 3-1, and this isn't actually a text message, but let's pull that up. And this has been admitted. That is not it. I don't believe. There we go. Thank you. All right. Publish this while we speak about it. So you said you recognized that as a vacation that Kouri had booked for you and Kouri.
Yes.
And she booked this on December 7th, correct?
Yes.
And then you said she told you it was a birthday present, correct?
Yes.
And your birthday was December 9th, correct?
Right.
And this vacation was scheduled for, do you recall the dates? I know it was April. April 29th of 2022, correct?
Yes.
All right. Now, you never went on that vacation, true?
True.
All right. Okay, let's move to, let me ask you this. You said that you two texted almost daily for a long period of time.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yep.
All right. But you and Kouri weren't consistently in a relationship between 2020 and 2022. There were times when it was on, times when it was off. Fair?
Fair.
All right. Let's pull up State's Exhibit 2-13D. And if we could pull up page 10 of that text, Katie, and blow up the blue bubble, I think. I can't read it at all on here. Okay. So this series of text messages took place December 18th of 2021, right? It says on the bottom there.
Yes, ma'am.
And these messages were part of a conversation discussing ending your relationship, correct?
I'm gonna need a minute.
Do you need to look at more than that one text to determine that?
Maybe not. I don't know.
Can you maybe show him a couple of texts before that? Can you see that, or do you need that blown up?
Yeah, if you could zoom in a little bit, that would be good. Okay, is this this where we're starting?
Sure.
Okay.
If you can just go ahead and scroll. Thank you, Katie. Let me stop there. It says you need to come see me in person if you're going to say goodbye forever, right?
Right.
So this series of text was talking about that you may be ending things, correct?
I guess so.
All right.
I mean, I don't
Well, let's just look at it.
necessarily remember it, but that's what it sounds like. Unless we were just being tongue-in-cheek. I don't
All right.
know.
Well, let's look at a
didn't read
couple.
enough
Oh, I'm
of it.
sorry. Did not mean to interrupt you, Josh.
No, that's okay.
Let's look at a couple more. Maybe pull up Kouri's again there, the blue bubble. And she says that she's not mad, but you did promise to say goodbye in person.
Okay.
It's not what I want to do, but it's not fair.
Yeah, I'm tracking now.
Okay.
That sounds like adios to me.
So it was late 21, after the vacation was purchased, that there was a discussion about ending the relationship. Fair?
Appears that way.
Okay. But you didn't end it then. I mean, I don't know, maybe you did briefly, but if you did, you got back together, right? Or you resumed. I know you were never together, but you resumed your relationship.
Yes.
Okay. Let's look at text State Exhibit 218D that's been admitted. And Katie, could you just get to the All right. So, Mr. Grossman, this was about, well, first it was about a television show called Dope Sick, right? We talked about that on your direct. Well, you and Mr. Bloodworth talked about that.
Mr. Grossman, my apologies. We need words, yes or no.
Okay. I can't see it. Can you zoom in a little bit for me,
Go ahead.
please?
And while Katie's doing that, and you take a look,
Okay.
yes, she's starting a new TV show, Dope Sick, correct?
Correct.
All right. And she's asking you questions about if you have taken drugs, right?
Yes.
And you kind of go back and forth.
Yes.
And at one point, she tells you, and Katie will pull up the text, you can see it, that she has a whole cabinet full of all sorts of prescriptions, but it's not her thing, correct?
Correct.
And then can you get the pain pill one? And then she also tells you, and we'll pull up the text, that when she had her last child, that she had a bunch of pain pills and they were still in the cupboard. She just hadn't even taken them, correct?
Yes.
Okay. But you guys talk back and forth about drug use, and is it fair to say, and it's just a yes or no question, that you have on and off used illicit drugs? Fair?
Fair.
All right. Okay, let's move to State Exhibit 227D. And pull that up so Mr. Grossman can see the date. So do you see that these texts were on Valentine's Day 2022?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said you recognized them as texts between you and Kouri. But do you recall specifically anything about that day, that Valentine's Day 2022?
I've tried to remember. I don't even know where we were, what we did that day. I don't think it was able to be extracted, or because I figured my GPS would have been able to clue me in, but I don't
Okay.
know.
So you don't even though the texts say you met up, you don't even remember if you met up? I mean,
If the text
let me rephrase
say
that.
that we met up, I assume we met up, unless the
And-
text say that hey, change of plans.
I would agree with you. The texts do say that. I'm just asking you if you have a memory of it, of the actual meetup.
Not necessarily, no.
Okay. So there wasn't anything about that day that Kouri did or said that caused that particular day, July 14, 2022, to stand out in your memory, fair?
Well, no, I can't remember where we were, and that's not
That's fair. It's a while ago. Okay.
And it's not that nothing memorable occurred that day. I just don't remember, man.
Okay, that's fair. Let's look at State's Exhibit 229. And I believe it's the second and third page of those texts. So this is the next day, July 15th, 2022, and you maybe blow that up for Mr. Grossman. Is this page 2? All right, let's go to page 3. Yes, if we could blow those up. Okay, so this is where you tell Ms. Richins, I am in love with you.
Yes.
And go ahead, let's keep going. And she responds to you like you're actually in love with me. We're not just love each other like friends or an affair. You're in love with me, correct?
Right.
And that was February 15th of 2022.
Yes.
All right. Let me take that down. Okay, I want to move to March of 2022. If we could pull up State's Exhibit 2-32D. I think it's page 3. And Kouri's text there. I can't see unless you blow it up. Okay, so this is the text, and this is on February 23rd, 2022. Do you see that at the bottom?
Yes.
And she's talking to you about the property that has ended up being called the Midway Mansion, right?
Yes.
And that she has a dream that you could, and actually I think she describes it in the text before, if you can go to that. She has a dream about you two living in the mansion, and that she could be divorced and you could live there and just have a farm and a number of things.
Yes.
Okay. And then if we can go back to the other one. But then she tells you this isn't possible, it's just fun to dream about, right?
What you just highlighted, yes, ma'am. Yeah.
So, Mr. Grossman, would it be fair to say that the talk about a future together between you and Kouri was really more a fantasy than a realistic expectation?
My opinion? You want my opinion on it?
Sure.
I'd say yeah. More of something that maybe I thought I wanted, but didn't necessarily, like I couldn't picture it in the future, you know. I don't know if that answers your question.
It does answer my question. Okay, let's move on to 2-3060, State's Exhibit. And maybe we could blow this up and go through it a little bit. So these texts were on March 2nd, 2022, 2 days before Eric Richins' death, right?
Or a day before.
Yeah, about a day and a half, right? Because he died early morning,
Yes, ma'am.
2022, or March 4th. Okay, if we can scroll a little bit. A little farther. Now, in these texts, Ms. Richins is telling you that she's going to be closing on the property in Midway. Is that right?
I don't know. I'm gonna have to see that bottom one. Yes.
Okay. And this is the biggest deal that she's closed on, correct?
Correct.
Is it fair to say she was very excited about this property?
Yes.
And she says that she wants to get together with you on Friday to celebrate this closing, right?
Right.
And what was your plan on Friday to get together to celebrate?
We were supposed to. We were supposed to meet sometime mid-morning for brunch. Brunch and mimosas was the plan.
Okay. Can we pull up States 238-D? If we go to the one where it says hang in there. Just a minute, she'll pull up the text and. Well, you can't see it on the screen. Okay, here we go. So, this is again March 2nd, 2022 in the evening, right?
Yes.
And Kouri implies that you're sad or having a difficult day, correct?
Yes.
Do you remember why you were sad? If you don't, that's fine, but if you do.
I don't.
Okay.
No, ma'am.
That's fine. And she tells you to just give her a few days and hang in there until Friday. Correct?
Yes.
Well, let me ask you this. When she told you to hang in there till Friday, was that because she was planning on meeting you for brunch on Friday?
Objection, Your Honor, speculation.
Do you know why?
Hold on. Are you referring to the Friday or to the last question?
Your Honor, the question that essentially asked what Kouri Richins was thinking by Friday.
I can rephrase it. It's
Please
fine.
do. Sustain. Thank you.
Okay. Why was she telling you to hang in there till Friday? What was going to happen on Friday?
All that.
Objection,
Hold
Your
on
Honor.
a second.
Same thing.
Sustained as a speculation as to why Ms. Richins was waiting. The question regarding what he recalls was going to happen on Friday is permissible. If you'd answer that, sir.
The only thing I knew about Friday was brunch and mimosas. So,
Okay.
and the closing on the house. She was getting the keys that day.
So that was a big day.
Right.
Did she ever tell you that you were going to be together on Friday permanently?
Objection, Your Honor.
It's.
Figures.
I think he can say yes or no. We're not asking what Ms. Richins said specifically.
It's very specific in that question. Sustained.
All right, let me ask it this way. Did you ever have the impression that come Friday, the two of you were going to be together forever?
Objection, Your Honor. Foundation on how he would get an impression.
I'm gonna overrule that one. Go ahead, sir.
No.
Did you ever have any impression that as of Friday, Eric Richins would be out of the picture?
No.
All right. And then let's go to 239D1. So this is Friday, March 4th, the day you were supposed to meet for brunch, right? The beginning might be March 3rd, if I can see that.
Yeah, I'm just seeing 3-3.
Okay, let's scroll down. Okay, we can stop right there. When you say it's official now, are you talking about the property or are you talking about something else? The Midway Mansion? Or do you remember?
What was the text previous, please?
It was from you. It just says, I hope I get to see it. Do you know if you were referring to the mansion?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay.
You'd have to go up another text.
Yeah.
But
Well, let's keep going. That's fine. I mean, if you don't remember for sure, I get that. Let's keep going. You can see that. Okay, maybe this helps put in context because her response is the possibilities are so endless with that place. And I would run to love it as a business. I skipped a little, but that's the gist.
right.
Does that help you recall? Were you talking about the Midway Mansion on March 3rd of 2022?
If that text is directly following the ones in front of it, then yeah.
Okay. But then March 4th comes about, and this, we can skip down to this, skip this. And you two are supposed to meet for brunch, correct?
Yes.
But Kouri doesn't show up,
Right.
and you text her to see what's happening
Yes.
and why she isn't there.
Yes.
It's not like her to not show up?
It's not like her to be a minute late.
Okay. And that's when you find out that Eric Richins had passed away that early morning.
So I thought it was my recollection when she says brunch, I'm thinking 10 o'clock sharp, right?
Okay.
And I thought that I texted her because I could just sense, I could feel something was wrong because she was late. I hadn't heard anything from her. So I texted her, is everything okay? And she responded, that's when she told me. But, I thought it was, how do I say it? I thought all that would have happened prior to noon at least. But, can I say?
Yeah, go ahead.
But I was shown texts that say that it happened at 2 o'clock. But I thought it happened earlier. So your question was that morning. I don't know if it was that morning. I thought it was that morning, but I've seen texts that say 2 p.m. So
All right. So your recollection is different time-wise as to what shows on these texts.
I think so. At one point in time, I asked for some texts of mine and hers so I could review them.
You asked who for some texts?
I was in a meeting. Miss Margaret provided them with me.
And by Ms. Margaret, do you mean the county attorney, Ms. Margaret Olson?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But all I got was the month of March, but it was like that. So
What do you mean when you say it was like that?
It was thick. There were a lot of text messages that month. So I'm not faulting her for stopping there, but
I just want to make the record clear. You said you held your thumb and finger together about an inch, so you got about an inch worth of pages of text.
right,
Okay.
and they were just for the month of March, and because I was trying to figure out what happened too,
Okay.
So I'm going through them, and the timelines on them. I'm not saying this is the case, but to me they appeared off by several hours. Like my text, something that I thought I sent at 11 a.m. would be 4 p.m. or whatever the case was. And then I don't know if that was corrected, if I was doing bad math because of the time zones, or so I don't know. Time wise, I don't know. Some of it doesn't necessarily coincide with my memory, but I don't. But it might be corrected. I don't know.
When you say it might be corrected, what are you talking about?
Just that, like that one text, for instance, because I remember very clearly where I was at, which direction I was facing when I was told that he had passed. And I just remember it not being as late as what it says on the screen. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely off, but that's my memory of it.
So you had wondered if what the time is on these texts is incorrect.
Right.
All right.
By several hours.
And you noticed this in a lot of texts? Or just these ones this day?
No, I think it was consistent amongst everything I looked at.
What was consistent? That the time was off?
That everything was just pushed forward. You know better than I do. I don't know what they call the time difference. You got a +8 and all this nonsense.
Yes,
I don't know.
the meridian
So
time. I turned to Alex because he's our phone guy. But yes, I do know what you're referring to. That sometimes on the phone is 7 or 8 hours ahead of when it actually happened, right?
Right.
Is that what you were referring to?
yes.
So you were just wondering why the times didn't seem to comport.
Right.
Okay. All right, that's fair. But let me ask you this. Was it March 4th that you found out that Mr. Richins had passed? March 4th of 2022?
Yes.
All right. Were you surprised by that information?
Yes. Yep.
So you didn't meet up with Kouri as planned on March 4th, correct?
Correct.
And you didn't see Kouri for a couple of weeks, approximately, give or take.
Yeah, I would guess 10 days to 2 weeks, something like that.
Okay. I'm going to come back to that in just a moment, but can we quickly look at State's Exhibit 253D, where, you know which one I'm looking for? Since you read my mind, Katie. Okay, this is when Ms. Richins tells you that she found out that Eric died of a fentanyl overdose, right?
You're gonna have to let me read it, but in my mind,
Well, go ahead and look at, right there where it's highlighted.
and I didn't know what fentanyl was then, so I don't know if that's why it didn't stick, but I remember, I can go through and read all this if you want me to.
No, I just want to know if this is the text where she told you. You don't have to know what fentanyl is. Is this the text?
It's written right there.
All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
I just wanted you to confirm for the jury what the date of that text was.
4/15,
April 15th of 2022.
yes.
All right. Now let's go on to when you met with Ms. Richins a couple of weeks later and you drove up into the Uentas. You with me?
Yes.
All
sorry.
right. And you just testified about a conversation that you had with her at that time,
Yes.
right? And you told, well, let me back up. You were interviewed by, I don't know if it was by the prosecution or by their investigator in about the spring of 2023 about this case, is that right?
It was warm outside. I don't remember.
Was it shortly after Kouri was arrested?
I think, yeah.
Okay. And that's when you told them about this conversation, right?
No.
When did you tell them about the conversation? Let me ask this question. you're the one that told them about this conversation. That information came from you, correct?
Yes.
Why did you tell them about this conversation?
Because I was trying to figure out what happened. And, oh man. So, never for a moment did I have a clue, a hint, not a fleeting thought that something intentionally might have happened to him, right?
Right.
Let alone from her. So, you know, I think we'd gone a year without speaking at that point, and I don't know if I turned on the truck radio and heard she wrote a book and wasn't surprised, but then I started. I listened to the interview she gave about her book, and then maybe I did some research on my phone and saw that she had just been arrested, or either she just got arrested, I don't know, days later, a week later.
Okay. And then do you recall who you met with when you talked about this conversation?
After I found that out, I was overwhelmed with, guilt, sorrow, over my wrongdoings, infidelity. And,
Okay.
and that's when I called. I was trying to get a hold of Eric's sister to tell her. I don't think she was home. I spoke with her husband instead. Told him what I told him, and he told me, I forget the guy's name, but he said, I think there's somebody that would like to talk to you, and it was the Richins family private investigator. I think I called him immediately after I hung up, spoke with him. I don't recall the ins and outs of the conversation, but he told me that Kouri had done it, that she was guilty. He couldn't tell me why, but she and that changed everything for me, I was blown away, and then I'm like looking at everything in our past with a different set of goggles on, through different lenses, and I was trying to figure out if she did it and I could help. That's what I was going to do, and that's
Okay,
sometime after that. It wasn't the first time I met with the investigator. I think it was the second time or something. It dawned on me, oh man, what about that one time she asked me this? What about the time she said that?
Okay,
And
so let me just stop you just for a minute so I can ask a couple of questions. So Investigator Gabler, the family's detective, just told you she's definitely guilty.
I don't know if he used the word definitely, but said that.
She did it.
Right.
All right. So then you started thinking back with 20/20 hindsight about conversations,
Right.
which led you to think of the conversation in the Uentas. Fair?
Yes.
All right. Today, sitting here, when you think back on that conversation, does that conversation seem like it was a strange conversation to you?
Man, I can't tell one way from the other anymore. I've been confused for years,
This conversation was about more than just what you did in Iraq, right?
Yeah.
This conversation, was it about just life and death in general?
Yeah. It was about that. It was about lots of things. It was about the boys. It was about shooting a bow. It was about God. It was about supernatural stuff.
And at the time you were having the conversation, did it seem like a strange conversation back at the time it happened?
At the time it happened, her and I just experienced supernatural things. So no, there was nothing that was surprising at that. The talk was not surprising.
So it was in context with things that were going on and that you were talking about at that time.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know why you were talking about bow hunting? Why was that part of this? It seems a little different than the rest of the conversation.
She was talking about she was talking good things about Eric and how phenomenal of a man. And I don't know. And she mentioned it, how good her boys were, or I can't remember. One of them can, one of them can't. At that time.
Bow hunt?
Well, I don't know. It was one of them was shooting a bow, one of them wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember. But
So she wanted to learn to shoot a bow. Is that what that was about?
she did. She told me that.
Okay.
Or she already knew how. I don't remember.
When you and Kouri were together, were you aware that Eric had an affair also?
I was told that.
All right. You'd mentioned during direct that you did work for Kouri here in Utah, and that sometimes she would just pay you in lump sums. Do you recall that?
Yes.
Do you recall a lump sum she paid you in the amount of $25,000 after Eric died?
I remember that lump sum. My timeline's pretty foggy though.
Okay.
I feel like it was after he passed. Yes.
Okay. And was that for a house that you flipped together that she felt she owed you money on?
Yeah, I think.
Is that what you thought it was anyway?
That was, if not all of it, that was definitely a large part of it. I mean, I don't know. Yes.
You were aware that Kouri got a life insurance policy, right?
Yeah, she
Okay.
texted me one time. I believe she texted me. She had just found out and sent a text like, look at this kind of thing.
And what was her reaction about receiving that life insurance?
I don't know. It was through texts, I believe.
Well,
And she just seemed like surprised. Like it was unexpected.
it was unexpected she was going to get that policy, is what your impression was of her demeanor.
Yes. We're
Okay.
sitting here right now. I mean, it's in the text messages though.
Okay. Would it be fair to say that Kouri was protective of Eric and his reputation?
Yes.
So after Eric passed away, did Kouri see you as often as before he passed away?
No. I mean, immediately thereafter, we didn't see each other at all for a little span of time. And then, no, I think she was doing things with other people, grieving, whatever she was doing. So,
Did she appear to change after he died?
yes. How so? Like, yeah, I mean,
Well, I was hoping you could tell me how you thought she was different after his death.
I would just say in the normal ways that anybody would be different after something of that magnitude. I mean, the effect it has on her children and how she's got to handle that. You know, you can't go from that to talking to me on the phone and be the same, I don't assume.
Did she come across as happy that Eric was gone?
No.
Did she come across as grieving or sad?
Yeah. But I didn't see her in that window directly thereafter, but when I saw her, I think it was more sporadic
Okay.
than usual. But yeah, there were times where, you know, she was bent out of shape in front of me.
All right. And you said you couldn't remember how long you continued to see each other after Eric passed away, but does 3 or 4 months sound close?
I don't know, because it was so sporadic. It was like a chunk here, a chunk
Okay.
there. But I thought it was longer. I thought it was 6 to 10.
All right.
I don't know.
Okay, that's fair. But then Kouri ended the relationship, correct?
Right.
And what was your feeling about ending the relationship? I mean, were you sad?
Yeah.
Did Kouri, though, appear to have made up her mind? It was just done?
I don't know. I think she liked me. So yeah, it appeared as though it's done, but who knows?
It was done, right?
Yeah, it was ultimately.
I mean, after that, you stopped seeing each other,
Yeah.
correct? And did you?
This is the first time I've seen her since that day. So
Which was either late 2022 or early 23? You don't remember for sure.
I don't know. It was
Well, it sounds like probably in 2022.
It was cold outside, so it was late. The same year that Eric passed,
Okay.
it was the end of that year. That's when it was.
Okay.
Or the very beginning of the next.
Did you exchange more text messages after that, or was that it?
Not that I can recall. I don't know.
I just have one moment. Thank you, Mr. Grossman. I don't have anything further.
Sir, when you and Kouri Richins were in the Uintas 10 to 14 days after Eric's died, we were talking about a lot of things, right?
Yes, primarily that, because I hadn't even spoken to her hardly, so I was trying to see how she felt. You know what I mean?
And when you were talking about Eric and bow hunting and the boys, part of what you were talking about was what a phenomenal father he was, right?
Yes.
Thank you.
Anything further, Ms. Lewis?
Phenomenal father. Yeah.
Please listen to Ms.
Sorry.
Lewis.
It's okay. Did Kouri give you an impression about how she felt that the boys had lost their phenomenal father?
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Sustained. Anything further, Ms. Lewis?
Could we approach?
Sure. Was anything else for Mr. Grossman?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. Counsel, may we release this witness?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sir, you are free to go.
Thanks. Sorry.
Thank you for your patience.
All right.
Please watch your step. Mr. Bloodworth, appropriate time to recess for the day.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis, actually, would one lawyer from each side please approach regarding scheduling? Folks, we're going to start at 9:30 a.m. tomorrow morning. Between now and then, please maintain some discipline. Do not speak about the case. Don't allow anybody to speak to you about it. Affirmatively avoid reading, watching, or listening to anything about the case. And please do not do any online research about the case at all. Please travel safely. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Please rise for the jury. Please have a seat. Mr. Bloodworth, Ms. Shervanack, anything on the record before we recess for the day?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Lewis, Ms. Nestor, Mr. Ramos?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. We'll be in recess until 9:30 tomorrow morning. Thank you. Please travel safe.